Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the quest.
And this time we are in Canada once again. Yay! We picked up my youngest son, Dalton, and we headed to the Bruce Peninsula National Park, which is located just south of Tobermory, Ontario. Sits on Cypress Lake and Georgian Bay.
And for all the Canadians out there, yes, it is the tail of the elephant that is standing on his head. Not a lot of Americans probably know that, but yeah, you look at the map, there's an elephant standing on
Like
his head.
Michigan has the mitten, the Great Lakes have our elephant.
Right. So we got to camp. I set up tent and everything. Dalton busted out the hammocks, got those all set up, and we had a little sit down in those for a while. Very, very comfortable.
The campsite was like perfect for all those trees for sure, and the hanging the hammocks.
Absolutely. I got,
Dinner!
of course, got dinner, steak, asparagus, and mushrooms.
Day one.
After dinner, I went out and took some shots of the lake. Really beautiful. The sunset was amazing. Colors were just popping. Took quite a few shots, but this one turned out the best. Following morning, not so much. Had a very heavy fog, quite a few loons on the lake. But as breakfast was being made by Dalton here, the infamous Canadian bacon, we cleaned up our mess. So we left a nice clean campsite so we could start our little hike up to the Bruce. The grotto, excuse me.
Yeah, for sure. But the fog lifted, which was like amazing. So we knew we were going to have a great day for our hike. And the trails in the Bruce Peninsula National Park are so like well marked. They're well traveled. It was very, very easy to make our way to whatever access point you wanted to, start at and wherever you wanted to end up. But it was pretty wooded and mossy and picturesque and little bays kind of, here and there to kind of peek and stuff at.
Rock formations were awesome.
They were, for sure. And I think what was really nice, too, is that when you get out there you are. We are at Indian Head Cove, which is, made of flat limestone rock. There's a bit of a boulder beach there. But, I mean, you would think you were in the Caribbean. This is tropical blue water.
Until you stuck your legs in there, man. That baby's ice cold. It's like 35 degrees. I pulled my pant legs up, got in there, 30 seconds, my legs were numb. Burr.
Yeah, it was very, very deceiving. One of the things, because the Bruce is so beautiful, people travel from all over to come to see it. You can see all the people who were there. You actually have to pre-purchase your parking pass if you're coming just for the day, just to ensure you have a spot, and it's only for 4 hours.
Yeah, not too bad. This picture here, I took, set up the camera on a ridge, ran all over, get a great shot. So that was awesome. We headed back to camp. Dalton and I took a bunch of these rocks here and made our own little Inukshuk.
Yeah, it worked. It was nice. It worked out really, really nice. It was like a little camp mascot, actually.
Our proud moment, of course.
Yeah, I think it was for sure.
So
the next day,
yep.
we were at actually the town of Tobermory, and we went to the visitor center. And it's the hub of actually Flowerpot Island and the Bruce. This is a 65-foot lookout tower that has the nearby trails and provide water access and views of Georgian Bay. So we opted to take the Burnt Point Loop Trail, which they said was suited for hikers with a bit more of experience. They were right because it ended up being a bit challenging though with the weather. For one, it was kind of rainy. The water levels actually were up a little bit high last year in June, so that made it, again, a little bit challenging.
Thick. I mean, Bigfoot could be right next to you in this stuff, and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, but the trail passed through, like, Cedar Forest before it really opened up to these wonderful views of Georgian Bay at the halfway point there. And it was just, boom, there's the trails, like, gorgeous.
Awesome. And the following day, we headed up to the small harbor village of Tobermory. The marina was packed full of beautiful boats. The sun, partly cloudy for weather, was awesome. Oh, honey, look.
I'm out and about.
And out and about.
He always teases me on that one.
Oh, and of course, you got to get your Timmy's run there.
Yeah, you do. You got to have that reference.
Beautiful Coast Guard boat there. I was in awe over that. But before we headed out on our cruise, we had to stop at the local Tobermory brewery.
I'll cheers to that one.
Delicious beer. And we were all geared up. This motley crew was ready for the cruise.
We were super pumped. It's just exciting to be on the water.
Oh, it was chilly, but nevertheless, a lot of fun on the boat. We had a great time. Just took a bunch of fun pictures and, just being on the water and feeling the wind in your face.
And just couldn't wait for the tour to begin.
And the propulsion of this boat was awesome, even though it wasn't going very fast, but it looked like it was going fast. Blue Heron Cruises.
Yeah, it was really, really great. We had to The one thing that we do is that it actually lies within Fathom 5 National Marine Park, and it's home to shipwrecks, which this one here we're going over is the sweepstakes. And there was that one as well as the Grand Rapids.
The city of Grand Rapids.
The city of, right.
But there was
and
too shallow before we couldn't get over to that one. But this one
yeah.
here was just remarkable.
It was really, really cool. So it's also home to the Flowerpot Island. There is 19th century lighthouses. There's the multiple shipwrecks, like we had said. Of course, the island sea stacks is kind of what everybody is there to see for the Flowerpot Island, of course. And just, yeah, it was just really cool anticipating what that night was going to be like camping on Flowerpot Island.
So what you're seeing now is the shoreline of Flowerpot Island. This is the historic lighthouse station maintained by volunteers. Very nice people if they were there, but when we were out hiking, no one was at the what do you call it, station.
The lighthouse.
So here are the infamous flower pots that we took pictures from the boat. They're big.
They are, and the boat actually docked in what is called a Beachy Cove, and it's kind of home to 6 campsites on the island, which we were lucky to get one of those, obviously, for the evening there.
Yeah, we got greeted by the local natives.
Oh my gosh, piles of snakes! Like I can't even tell
And
you.
when we say piles and piles,
It was
water
freaking me
snakes,
out.
milk snakes, and garter snakes.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. All the campsites on the island come with a platform, a bear box. There are no bears on the island. It is for the squirrels. Behind campsite number 2 is actually the vaulted toilet, and we actually have a dock right out in front.
Yeah, so after 6 p.m., all the tourists that are not camping on the island have to leave. So we pretty much had the whole island to ourselves. But there was like 2 other campers with us, so we didn't even see them. So we went out for our own personal walk of the island, got some great pictures of the flower pots that evening.
Yeah, a little more close this time, than obviously being on the boat kind of coming in and around.
Yeah, it was like there was awesome. There was like nobody out there. It was quiet, perfect.
Yeah, it was fun. And then we made our way to the lighthouses that we showed you kind of when we first kind of came in. And yeah, hello, harmless snakes. They were everywhere, and there were millions of them.
Oh yeah, it could definitely be called Flower Pot Snake Island for that matter. Anyway, so we made our way back to camp. I fished our beer out of the Georgian Bay. That kept it very nice and cold.
Oh my gosh, surrounded by snakes. I couldn't handle it. It was like freaking me out again, as you can like see by the look of my face again. I was just like unbelievable.
It's like, do I really have to go over there to get my beer? I said, yes.
I
you
was
gotta
so
come get your
cautious.
beer.
Oh.
Well, we had some Wayne Gretzky beer, so he would have checked them out of the way.
Yeah, we had to, enjoy some Canadian culture there for sure.
Yeah, beautiful view of the bay.
Cheers to a really great day. But it was exhausting. Again, another really, really good hike we got in there. And a good night's sleep amongst all the snakes.
Yes, absolutely. So the following morning, we got up early because the tourists were coming back in at 11 a.m. So we quick ran out and did another quick morning hike to see if we were going to catch a sunrise. But fortunately, cloud cover came in and we were unable to get that beautiful sunrise coming over. But nevertheless, still took some great pictures and had an awesome time. These two here were just in awe of looking at the bay. Dalton and I are taking some more pictures here. I took a nice panoramic picture that turned out pretty decent. It would have been better if the sunrise was there, but it all still turned out. Head back to camp. I collected some ice cold water out of the bay for some breakfast, and then took some more pictures of snakes.
Yeah, because they're everywhere, of course. The island is also actually known for many orchids. Some of them are rare. Some of them just like there's a ton of them there. And then you know what? It was just time that our boat was coming back to get us. So there we are, heading out. Oh my gosh, there they are.
Yes. Well, I had to get a selfie with one before we left the island.
I can't handle that. They were just everywhere, like honestly.
A very great trip. Highly, highly recommend.
Flowerpot Island and the Bruce Peninsula National Park is a must for everybody's list.